Hello and welcome to my video where I'm going to show you how to sew a patch onto your jeans in order to cover up a rip or a hole. I'm doing a series of videos on how to repair jeans, and the idea is that you pick and choose your favourite ideas and methods from all of the videos and combine them to make your own look. Today I'm going to be combining a few different methods: running stitch, blanket stitch, and how to apply a patch. For this tutorial you will need a piece of fabric. The best type of fabric to use is the same type of fabric that you're repairing. So in this case, I'm going to be using a medium weight denim. You'll also need a ruler, some scissors, an iron, an ironing board, and some iron-on fusible web, which is going to act as the glue between the fabric patch and the jeans, a needle and thread, and if you have it, fray check. Fray check is a liquid that you can add to the edges of fabric in order to try and prevent fraying. And finally, you'll also need a pen as well as some kind of light coloured fabric marker. This can be a white water-soluble pencil or a chalk marker. As you can see, the jeans that I'm going to be repairing are very damaged. I would personally recommend that normally you should repair these rips before they get this big. The first thing we need to do is cut off all the loose threads around the hole. So just take your scissors and remove any very badly damaged or very worn fabric on the edges and all of the loose threads. Then turn the jeans inside out. Next, we need to cut out a piece of denim and a piece of fusible web that's just a little bit larger than what we're going to need. The larger this denim patch is in relation to the size of the hole, the stronger it will be, and that's because we'll be using more fusible web, which is essentially glue, to attach it. Lay the fusible web over the hole in the jeans, and then use a pen to draw out the shape you need onto that web. I would personally recommend that the edge of the denim and the fusible web is at least 1 centimetre away from the edge of the hole, wherever possible. You now need to use your scissors to cut along that line, cutting through both the fabric and the web. Okay, so now you've got a piece of fabric and a piece of web that are the same size. Then we need to trim down a piece of fusible web because we need it to be a little bit smaller than the piece of fabric. Once again, you need to put the fusible web over the hole in the jeans, making sure that the hole is centered. Then use your pen to trace around it, but make sure that you make the tracing 1 or 2 millimeters larger than the hole itself. Then cut along this line. In my case, it makes it a little bit tricky because I don't want any material to lie on the side seams, and yet the rip itself goes from one side seam to the other. So what I'm going to have to do is split the fusible web into 2 separate parts, with one piece just being a narrow strip that's going to lie above the horizontal rip in the jeans. Once I'd cut out all of the pieces, I then added some fray check to the edge of my piece of fabric. I did this just as an extra step to try and prevent the edges from fraying. This is an optional step, so don't worry if you don't have any. And then I left it to dry. Next, I took the jeans and the web and the fabric over to the ironing board. I then added the pieces of fusible web, making absolutely sure that they stayed outside of the hole in the jeans. And then on top of that, I put my patch of fabric. Make sure that there's no fusible web viewable. And then all you need to do is just iron the fabric patch for 10 seconds or so until it becomes fused to the jeans. Make sure that you have your iron on a setting that's suitable for both the fabric patch and the clothing you're repairing. In my case, I'm using quite a high heat setting. In order to cover up the gaps that I've accidentally left next to the side seams, all I did was the same step. I added a couple of pieces of fusible web either side of the rip, and then fused a little piece of denim on top. And you can see the result of that here. The next step is pretty much exactly the same, except this time we're going to add a patch to the front of the jeans instead. This time I'm going to cut out a rectangle of fusible web and a rectangle of denim. These pieces should completely cover the hole in the jeans, and in my case they should stretch from one side seam to the other. I then use the iron, as I did before, to attach this denim patch in place. I then removed some excess denim from the sides of the patch. Make sure the patch doesn't overlap the side seams. I then apply some fray check around the edge of the patch. Once the patch is secured, we then need to further secure it using some stitching. To do this, we'll be sewing a neat diamond pattern using the very easy running stitch. And we're also going to be doing a blanket stitch around the edge. In order for me to stitch neatly, I'm going to have to first draw some guidelines onto the fabric patch. To do this, I used my ruler and a water-soluble pencil to draw out a grid. I used the width of my ruler, which is around 2 centimeters, to be the gap between the lines. Once you've drawn the basic grid, draw in diagonal lines as well. These diagonal lines should go through the points where the vertical and horizontal lines cross. The inspiration for this pattern comes from Sashiko stitching, which is a Japanese stitching technique. The idea is that you use running stitches to form a simple and symmetrical pattern. You don't have to use the same pattern that I'm using today. If you search for Sashiko patterns online, you'll be able to see many other options. Because I'm stitching a Sashiko pattern, I'm going to use a Sashiko needle and thread. In hindsight, I should have used a lighter or a darker thread, so it would contrast more with the fabric. You can pretty much use any sharp hand sewing needle for this, and any strong sewing thread. It doesn't have to be a needle and a thread specifically designed for Sashiko. Once you've finished drawing the guidelines, take a second to plan the path that you're going to stitch along. In my case, I'm going to start at the top left and then follow the right sloping diagonals, back and forth. And then I'm going to follow the left sloping diagonals to finish. Make sure that you roll up the trouser leg just to make it easier for you to get one hand behind where you're going to be stitching. This will just help with control and also will prevent you from stitching into the back of the leg. Right, so first cut a piece of thread, knot one end and feed the other end into the needle. I like to use a piece of thread that's no longer than my arm. That way it's not so long that it will tangle easily. To begin, take your needle from the inside of the jeans to the outside, at a point where the white lines cross over each other. I personally took the needle up through the end of one line in the top left of the patch. Then take the needle down through the fabric, back into the inside of the jeans. Unfortunately, unlike traditional Sashiko, I can't make lots of running stitches in one go. I have to make them one at a time. At various points, as you'll see, I needed to use pliers to pull the needle through the fabric, because it was that tough to go through. And then, to make sure that the start of the thread was absolutely secure, I did another couple of knots. To do this, I just go into and out of the fabric, pull the thread until there's just a small loop remaining, then take the needle through the loop and tighten. You can then repeat this again if you wish. Then bring your needle up through the jeans again to the front, 1 stitch length along the line that you're following. Normally you want running stitches to be around 5mm, but it is up to you. Just make sure that you keep the stitch length that you choose consistent throughout. From now on, to make it easier, you can go into and out of the fabric in one go, as you can see here. Once I got to the end of this first short line, I then moved horizontally along the edge of the fabric patch. You basically need to make running stitches along every other diagonal line that's parallel to this one. So again, you go into the fabric and out, into the fabric and out, all along the line. Once you reach the bottom right corner, you now need to change direction and instead follow the left sloping diagonals in order to make a diamond pattern. So what I'm going to do now is start from the second diagonal line from the top right corner, and then I'm going to work towards the bottom left corner. Again, I bring my needle up through the fabric patch, and then I just do the same technique as before, stitching along every other diagonal line. This will create a very neat diamond pattern. Try and finish stitching as close as you can to the edge of the fabric patch. If you don't want to do a blanket stitch border, feel free to take your needle to the inside of the jeans and secure the end of the thread just like we secured the beginning of the thread. Otherwise, take your needle down into the fabric patch and then come up right next to the edge, like so. Next, move 1 stitch length to the right and 1 stitch length down. And it's at this point you need to take the needle down through the fabric and then bring it up again at the edge of the fabric patch. Make sure that the thread is behind the needle and then pull the needle and thread through. This is your first blanket stitch, and now we just need to repeat this all the way around. So move the same distance again to the right and downwards. Take your needle through the fabric and bring it up again at the edge of the patch. Make sure the thread is behind the needle before pulling the needle through. And then carry on in this manner until you get to the corner. When you get to the corner, you need to take the needle down through the same point as you did for the previous stitch. But this time, the needle needs to come up at the corner of the patch. This creates a diagonal stitch. And then you take the needle down through the same point again, and this time it comes up at the other edge of the patch. And this is how you blanket stitch corners. And then again you carry on along this straight edge as we did before. Once you've stitched all of the way around to the starting point again, then all you have to do is take the needle to the inside of the jeans and secure the end of the thread like we secured the beginning of the thread. And that's it, you've now finished the patch. You may also notice that I've repaired the other knee of the jeans in a different way. If you like the look of that repair, please take a look at my previous video. I really hope you found this video useful, and thank you very much for watching.